Hello?
Old
Hello?
Duda.
Hello?
Or 4 left. It's just 4.
4, not counting today. All right. So now it is recording, and we are going to solve rational expressions. So that means we're going to solve for x. If you remember last time we did this, we had to check our answers because we got extraneous solutions. Remember that?
No.
Oh, well, we're doing the same thing today, so you will remember. So extraneous,
Right. You spell it.
extra, Neous. Extraneous solutions can be introduced when you multiply both sides of the equation by the same algebraic expression. So that's what we're doing today. An extraneous solution, not solutions, but solution, is a solution of the derived equation. So that means the one we end up with, but not the original. And we only want solutions to the original. So that means we must check all of our answers in the original to check and make sure they're right. All right, so on every problem today, you have to check it. That doesn't have to take super long. You can plug it in the calculator, you can work it out on paper, whatever it takes. All right? We're going to have two different kinds of problems. The first ones will look like this. It's a rational expression set equal to another rational expression. How do you think we should solve these?
Well,
What method?
no. Combination method.
The butterfly method. Y'all remember that? What's the other name for that?
The Bud method.
Cross multiply.
Oh, shoot, dang.
I like these.
Those things we're gonna do.
Multiply. He said bug.
Oh, I said Bud.
Oh. Okay. Anyways, so for butterfly method, we multiply, cross multiply, we multiply like in the shape of an x. So we'll have 5 times x squared minus 1 equals 15 times 2x minus 2. What do y'all want to do from here?
You want to do what you want to do.
Distribute. All right, so we'll distribute the 5 in, we'll distribute the 15 in. 5x squared minus 5 equals 30x minus 30. Now, what do you think we should do?
Subtract some x's, or add, divide.
How about we get everything on one side, so we'll subtract 30x and add 30 to the other side. So we get 5x squared minus 30x plus 25?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
That equals
0.
0. We are going to factor it. Let's see, though. Is there anything common between all three terms we can bring to the front? A 5. All right, so if we bring 5 out, what does that leave us with?
All good. 3.
Plus 5.
Equals 0.
Equals 0.
Oh, we're done.
We're not done.
Oh.
What can we do with that 5 now?
You cancel.
You can,
Divide by it. What happens when we do 0 divided by 5? It's just 0, so those 5s all kind of go away.
x squared.
Now we will factor. So, Josh, what will these factors be?
Well,
They multiply to get 5,
2.
add to get 6.
Negative.
Okay.
Negative.
Negative 5 and negative 1? Whoops, I wrote that wrong. My bad. Okay, now what do we do to solve for x?
Well, yeah, set them both equal to zero.
Uh-huh.
Set them to zero.
So
X
x
equals
equals
five.
5.
And X equals
Next to straight.
Very good. So now we're gonna check our answers. So when you check, what equation do you plug it into?
All of them.
The original.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so let's check x equals 5 in the original equation. So we're just gonna write out the original equation, except plug in a 5 where x is.
Well, get going. Get going.
What if I didn't do that?
Oh, didn't work.
Let's look at this. Whoa, bless you. Let's look at this first denominator. 10 minus 2 is 8 as the denominator. Okay, so let's look at the other denominator. 5 squared minus 1 is 24. Can we reduce 15 over 24?
Yes.
Yeah, divide both of them by 3. We get 5 over 8. So that one's true. 5 over 8 equals 5 over 8. So that one is an answer. We don't know about the other one, though. So,
So we can move on.
okay, so 2 times 1 minus 2. Uh-oh, what happened to that denominator?
That just disappeared on here.
It equaled 0. Can we divide by 0?
Anthony, no.
No, so that would be no solution. So is x minus 1 an answer?
No.
No.
No. You're wrong, Charlie.
It's x minus 5. I mean, it's x equals 5.
The other type of problem, Josh, the other type of problem is when we're adding or subtracting fractions on one side. So when an equation has a sum or difference, very good,
Boy, Charlie.
of two rational expressions, you can use the least common denominator, which is the LCD, to simplify the equation. All right. So, step 1. Find the least common denominator, the LCD. So, let's look at all of our different denominators. We have 2 times x, 5 times x, and 2. So, each of those has factors. 2 is a factor, x is a factor, 5 is a factor, x is a factor, 2 is a factor. So we need each factor the smallest number of times it happens at once. So 2, it only happens one at a time, right?
Yeah.
1 there and 1 there. So we just write it down once. And that takes care of both of them. The x, how many times does it happen at a time?
2.
Well, it happens 2 different times, but it's only 1 at a time, so we only write it once. And then the 5 only happens once at all, so we just write it once. What's 2 times 5 times x? 10x. That is our least common denominator. Next step is to multiply each side by the LCD. So I will write 10x times my first expression, 1 over 2x minus 2 over 5x, equals 10x times my next one, 1 over 2. Now, let's see, we need to distribute this 10x to both terms. So we're only multiplying 10x to the numerator. So 10x times 1 is 10x over 2x. The next one, very good, is 20x over 5x equals 10x over 2. What can we do right here? Cancel the x's, and what's 10 divided by 2? 5. All right, next one, we can cancel the x's. What's negative 20 divided by 5? And then what happens at the end?
You just leave it.
5x. So we get 1 equals 5x. We're trying to get x by itself, so our third step is to solve. So divide by 5. What does x equal? 1 over 5. Alright, last step is to check your solution. We only have one to check, so that's kind of nice. So we'll just plug it in the original. 1 over 2 times 1 over 5
Right.
minus 2 over 5 times 1 over 5 equals 1 over 2. Because that's what we got for x. So we took our answer for x and plugged it in for each of the x's in the original equation.
I do.
So what do we get when we multiply 2 times 1/5?
Two. You get.
1 over 2 over 5, right?
You get.
4.
So you can put in the calculator, but how do we divide? We have fraction within a fraction. This is what we did like last week. How do we get rid of the fraction within the fraction?
Oh, multiply.
It's like 1 divided by 2/5, which is the same thing as 1 times 5 over 2, which is just 5 over 2. So instead of that, we have 5 divided by 2 minus, what happens to this other denominator? 5 times 1/5.
You can cancel them fives.
Yeah, those cancel, so it's just 1. So 2 divided by 1 equals 1/2.
Equals
Now-
0.5.
In the calculator, it worked?
Yes.
Yes, so Charlie says it works in the calculator, so that's our answer. If you wanted to, you can make those common denominator fractions, which you'd get 5 over 2 minus 4 over 2 equals 1 over 2.
Hey.
So x equals 1/5 is your answer. So the first group of problems on your homework, you cross multiply and solve. Make sure you check your answers. Second group, you find the least common denominator, multiply both sides by that, and then solve. Check your answers. Got it? Okay.